Coach Kevin Carroll joins us pregame and had a pretty good week last week. I know you always want to go 3-0 when you get an opportunity, but that's tough in today. It used to be that way. Colleges would play 3 games a week. It just doesn't happen very much, and so that does add a little bit of pressure onto your guys to play 3 in one game or 1 week.
Yeah, it does, and you have to manage your time well, really manage their bodies well.
Yeah.
In a week like that, that's a lot. We're playing, several guys a lot of minutes, 30+ minutes a night, and just making sure they have enough left in the tank. By the time you get to Saturday is an important deal.
That's probably one of the biggest developments in college athletics, I think, at this level in particular, is the attention that is given to recovery, making sure guys get there. I know when I was in college, I knew a lot of the athletes. They weren't getting enough sleep. They weren't drinking enough water. They weren't eating the right things. And now the guys themselves take care of a lot of that, don't they?
Yeah. No, it's become an increasing factor in dealing with athletes. Making sure that their bodies are taken care of. I think they see, a lot of the NBA guys trying to take nights off and stuff like that, and all kind of filters down. But it really is important. Actually, in 2022, I ran a marathon, and it really changed my opinion on how to approach the week from a practice standpoint. It used to be back in the day, you try to get the guys to go hard every single day, and kind of what I learned from that was your body can't be at its best every day. So we try to kind of time the week out to where we have high days and low days so that they're able to be at their best on Thursday and Saturday.
Yeah, that's something you don't give them salt pills and tell them to get back out there, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do. I grew up in an era when Gatorade was introduced, and it didn't taste very good back then. They still try to they would give us that and a salt pill and tell us to get back out there. But it's a different. That's something you have to keep up with too, because now in social media, your athletes are seeing what other schools are doing.
Yeah.
And so if you're not doing all those things, it makes you got to re-recruit them, don't you?
Yeah, that you do. You're always re-recruiting guys now in today's day and age, anyway. So, but it's a little bit different era than it was back when I played. I know that.
Well, we talked with Cheyenne Trotter, and we talked with Jalen Page, and we talked in talking to them, and the conversation with them talked about every week now, if not every month, there's something new on the horizon with the NCAA, with eligibility, NIL, transfer portal, stuff like that. How do you keep up with that?
Probably the same way you do. A lot of it you see on social media. I mean, we're talking to different coaches and different people. We have a compliance director who's in charge of updating us on all those things. So, but they just had the NCAA convention here last week in Nashville, and most of the information I've gotten was just, going to the NCAA's Twitter account and seeing what law just passed 15 seconds ago. So, and it's like you said, it's been it's been a moving target here a lot for probably the last 2 to 3 years, because it seems like every 6 months, someone is suing the NCAA, which forces their hand in making a change to a rule in terms of eligibility or number of years they have, or whatever it is. And, so it's been hard to, be able to think past, the next 2, 3, 4 months in recruiting or whatever, because you don't know what your roster is going to look like. You don't know who's going to be back. You don't know what the rules are going to say. Maybe this kid ends up getting an extra year when he thought he was done.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you have to keep your head where your feet are, honestly.
Well, that is a game with Montevallo tonight. Talk about the Falcons just a little bit, and what you've already played them, so now you're going second rotation with everybody in our first year in the Gulf South. Talk about that, and just start it with Montevallo.
Yeah, first off, I think Coach Anthony Kamara has done a phenomenal job with his team. They play as hard as anybody in the entire conference, and are very well coached on both ends of the floor. They run a lot of good stuff on offense, and they do a great job of keeping you off balance with switching defenses and different things on the defensive end. So, and I think we're probably somewhat similar in, kind of the buildup of our team, or the makeup of our team, and all those things. And, it'll be a tough game. I mean, we're both tied for third place, I think, for a reason right now. That spot is probably pretty important, just because, if you're able to, I think the Gulf South have a good shot at getting 3 teams in to the regional rankings, the NCAA tournament. So if you can find your way into that 3rd spot and win a game or 2 in the conference tournament, then you have, I think, a legitimate chance of playing in the postseason.
All right. Coach Kevin Carroll and the Trojans coming up next here on Flow College.